I'm going to compare your swing to Grant Waite, who was a tour player during the 90s, but Tiger Woods considered him having one of the best swings in golf. He just turned 50 and is now a member of the PGA Champions Tour. Grant was selected by the TWU Biomechanics Lab to go through their screening process and analysis so they could document the major fundamentals of a good golf swing. I'm going to begin at the impact position because everything the ball does, how far it goes, how high it goes, how much it spins and curves, is a direct response to the laws of physics you deliver to the ball at impact. The golf swing is a circle that goes down, then reaches its lowest point, and then goes back up again. To hit the ball solid, you must hit the ball before you hit the ground. You must have the low point of the swing arc in front of the golf ball. The pros do two things in order to position the low point in front of the golf ball. At impact, the average pro will have 85% of their weight on top of their left foot. I've drawn a red line straight up from the left ankle, and you can see that red line passing through the center of Grant's body, right through his belt buckle. Think of your golf swing as a giant hula hoop, and where that hula hoop is touching the ground is the low point of your arc. And that hula hoop will follow the center of your body mass. And so if you move your body on top of that left foot, you're also moving the low point in front of the golf ball. The second thing the pros do is they make sure that they have shaft lean. They put their hands in front of the golf ball at the moment of impact, so the shaft is leaning to the target. This promotes a downward strike on the golf ball. Other key observations of the impact position is how the back foot is banking towards the inside of the foot. The only part of the back foot that is touching the ground is the big toe, with the outside edge of the shoe off the ground. The back leg is driving towards the target. Notice how the front foot is flared out towards the target. This facilitates a more comfortable shift of the body towards the left side, so the pressure is moving towards the front of the ankle instead of the side of the ankle. This also pivots the front knee out a little to prevent damage to the knee. At impact, the elbows will be close to each other with the left arm fully extended. The head will remain still throughout the swing and be behind the ball at impact. Because of the shift of the lower body to the left side during the downswing, the spine will be tilted slightly back. Now, I don't expect you or any golfer to look exactly like the pros. My teaching process doesn't start with some perfect swing model and try to totally rebuild your swing from the ground up. You already have a core swing that contains many good fundamentals, and that is my starting point. I will identify your missing fundamentals and then prioritize and select only a few to work on first that will give you the greatest gain in the shortest amount of time. My goal for all players is simple. I want you to shoot lower scores. That requires improving the performance of how the ball leaves the club face at the moment of impact. Does your ball flight have directional control? Does it have adequate distance? And most importantly, do you have reasonable consistency at hitting a playable shot? In order to improve your ball flight, I have to change your impact position. One of the things we can see from your impact position is that you don't have enough weight on the left side, which prevents you from putting the low point of your swing in front of the ball. Also, you don't have your hands in front of the ball at impact, which prevents you from having the shaft of the club lean towards the target at impact. Also, when you look at the yellow arrow showing the ball position, your ball position is more forward in your stance than Grant's. If you move your ball back in your stance, it will be easier to get your hands in front of the ball at impact. On the left is your ball position before I started making adjustments. On the right shows the change I made by moving your ball closer to the middle of your stance, the red arrow. Now at the beginning of the swing, your hands were in front of the ball instead of behind the golf ball. Now your setup is going to start out with a little bit of a shaft lean, which will help you arrive at impact with a shaft lean. One of the strong fundamentals you have right now is nice extension in your arms and your setup. You keep your elbows close to each other, which is very important. Now let's look at Grant Waite's backswing, and I'm going to stop it at the 3 position. This is when the left arm is parallel to the ground. I've drawn a blue arrow straight up from the golf ball. Watch Grant's head as it stays centered on that blue line. Grant has a stable axis golf swing. He swings around in a circle without the circle moving. As you take it back, you kind of sway to the right and lean to the right. Grant keeps his head inside this circle throughout the swing. you have a tendency to move to the right and your head moves off the ball to the right of the circle. In our next session, I want to first stabilize your golf swing so that you stay centered on the ball throughout the swing so that you can arrive at impact in a better position. The second thing I want to change is your grip. I've drawn a blue arrow down the direction of the forefinger is pointing. And you can see on the right, that's Tiger Woods' grip. His palm of his hand is basically in the same plane as the face of the club. So when he hits the golf ball, he's swinging his right hand as if he was hitting the ball with the open palm. This is a very natural athletic move. You have set your right hand so far underneath the handle that you would have to swing your right hand unnaturally through impact. The red arrow shows where the palm would be facing, and your right palm is almost straight up in the air. Tiger places the lifeline of his right hand over his left thumb, so he's covering up his left thumb. We can't even see it. When we look at your grip, I can see your entire left thumb going down the shaft because your right hand is so far underneath. In the beginning, changing your grip will feel odd, uncomfortable, and not natural, but in a short while, you will feel very good with this new grip, and it'll help you be much more consistent at shot making. Now, you have other missing fundamentals in your golf swing, but we need to work on those in the proper sequence and only a few at a time. Once we stabilize your golf circle and become more comfortable with a good grip, then we will work on the next set of fundamentals.